Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Mirdad, and I thank you for joining us. These are our Friday night 10, 15-minute power-packed downloads, spiritual downloads, of course. So thank you for joining us. Basically, today I'm noticing maybe a conversation is needed around this topic of chaos. Now, I've talked a lot over my years and lately too about Greek mythology and mythology in other cultures. So long story short, when we seem to have separated from God, that's using terminology that some of you use or understand. When we seem to have separated, mythology, which is a right brain version of history, usually more accurate than history itself, mythology tells us that there was this void created. The void is because we're missing God. If we separate from God, wow, we have a void in our souls, in our being. So there's this emptiness, which creates a tendency towards depression. If when you were coming into this universe, you sort of went through that phase of the void and picked up, we all came through it, picked up some of its, let's say, particles, then you might tend towards depression in lifetimes. And then after that void came terror, which was known as chaos in mythology. So the chaos becomes frenetic energy in our lives. And so people essentially are almost addicted to depression or the frenetic energy, high or low, low or high. So, it's unfortunate, but this is where people come from. It's the vibe. They have to have something to fill the void, so they fill it with chaos. And that happens, without even people knowing it, people are addicted to this thing that everybody would think, I don't want any of that, but yet we keep creating it. When you get silent in meditation, and then you let things enter your mind, look how many things enter. How long can you hold silence without any words, noise, thoughts, feelings, nothing? And that's because the ego abhors silence, because you might then go back through silence / void and home. So it wants you to go the other direction, chaos, and to deal with chaos, fight it, go into this world, fight it, run from it, fight, flight, freeze, and blame. So there are these ways that we can seemingly cope with the chaos. Our ego doesn't tell us, go within, look at it, call in the presence of God to help you deal with it, looking at it objectively, and then just keep going deeper, deeper into the silence, to the void, and on the other side of the void, home. Instead, run, hide, do whatever. So we all have this strange action-reaction relationship to chaos. But right now, there's a lot of that going on the planet. Of course, the last couple of years, pure chaos. More political chaos. It's in the top few years of American history, world history perhaps, but certainly American history. It's in the top few eras or decades or whatever you would like to call it. And that's politics. Economic is to some degree chaotic right now. People's sense of self-worth. It's to the point where you have friends that'll say, I'm never going to talk to you again because you don't wear pink, because you don't wear the socks that I think you should wear, or vote how I want you to vote, or eat what I want you to eat. All it is stuff that was always there, and now people can't hold it in anymore. Why? Because the veils between reality and illusion are thinning, and it's becoming basically irrepressible. All that was there, which is, I want to control what other people think, vote, etc., I can't hide it anymore, so it explodes. So we are venting on each other. So there's a lot of chaos. But if you're used to chaos, if you grew up in a chaotic household, you might be used to how to deal with it, fight it, etc. But you could also be doing the opposite. I'm so tired of chaos. And you collapse. On the other hand, some people are just prone to that depressed kind of experience. Some people get attention through chaos. They stub their toe. Oh my God, look everybody, I stubbed my toe. Chaos, chaos, chaos. And some people do the opposite. Oh, I stubbed my toe. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to hold it in. That hurts like hell, but I'm going to hold it in. I'm just going to go over here and just close my eyes and wince and kind of sigh every so often. But it's still attention getting without realizing it. It's just not as overt. So what we're doing is, the bottom line is, we're all afraid and we're all hurting always without realizing it. How could you not hurt if we separated from God? Now, there's always some arrogant spiritualist that says, not I, I'm not at all separate from God. I'm one. Right. Okay, then let's drop a lead slab on your foot and watch how you are not separate. Because God has no pain, therefore you wouldn't have any pain. God has no bills, therefore you wouldn't have bills. So stop. If you're one with God, none of this would be happening in your life or experience. Okay, just kind of cutting that off, nipping that at the bud. Now, I do feel sad, and I feel for people that are struggling and suffering. But what you have to remember is this. First, look at yourself. Where are you contributing to chaos right now? Are you watching shows that are, feeding that yucky, chaotic, oh my God, what are we going to do? Oh, what next? And what's going to happen? Oh, they said there's no paper towels at the store. I better run there and fight people for them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just chaos. Are you listening to chaotic music? It's like pray, meditate, talk to God, create a relationship with God and speak to God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit, whatever. Have some place, some sane place to go, like the one pictured around me. Have some sane oasis. And foods, people eat foods and go, I probably shouldn't eat this. Well, if what you're eating is creating chaos in your tummy, don't eat it. Just don't. No, I can't resist it. Okay, then be quiet. Eat it and be quiet. Don't bring chaos to the rest of the world. So if you're the chaos maker, own it where and when you are. We all do it for moments here and there, but own it. Just own it and ask yourself, do I really want to contribute to the problem rather than the solution? And if there are moments where you can't resist, here's what I would recommend. Saying to people around you, friends or whatever, guys, I'm in a bit of a chaotic mood right now. I'm sorry, just let them know up front, because they might overtly or covertly, in a good way, help you. They might pray, rub your shoulders, whatever, you see? So watch out if you're the contributor to the chaos. Now, on the other hand, if you're the recipient, you can fight it, just becoming more chaotic than the other person is. You can depress around it. Oh God, they're getting the best of me and so on. There's different things you can do. You can try to run and hide, et cetera, or you can work on healing it, managing it in your way. Warm baths, inspirational reading, a good movie, just safe. Safety is a word that you're going to want to look at. Are you creating some safety? Now, that doesn't mean that everybody around you should enable this like for too long. If you need a day, if you need a week, great. But if you're not soaking it in, it's kind of like if you're really cold, you get in a warm bath and you get out and blame us for it. No. Get back in. Well, I'm still chilled. Get back in until the warmth gets to the core of your bones. But it's just not doing more hot water. But it's not. Well, at some point, maybe you're ill and you should do something about it. So blaming isn't going to help. So be careful. Watch during the chaotic times what you're doing. Look at what you might do if you're causing, but also if you're the recipient. And everybody's taking a lot of hits lately. Any show you watch, oh my God, everything's, on gender and race, and no matter what you do, you're wrong. Not enough. I mean, wow, it's just chaotic. But if you don't agree to and enable more chaos, the chaos is coming after you. And it isn't just people. It isn't just groups or individuals. This is an evil force that is trying to have its way on planet Earth. This is one of the beasts of the apocalypse rearing its ugly head and trying to kick some butt. So you get to decide what you want to do with that. Partly what I'm saying is, empty words, because it has to be practiced. And it isn't going to work to do it once. We have to change and make sanity our priority and keep holding in there with it. And if there's 100 of us that pull this off, the ego's coming in and trying to chip away one. It's called divide you from the herd. The ego is going to come in and chip away the weakest one, and then another one, and to try to get the collective of oneness, love God in our microcosmic way to either to die down, fade away, or to start chunking away like glaciers, just big chunks at a time. All I can do is refuse to let myself be one of those casualties. I hope other people around me will help with that. Hang in there with me, like let's go with sanity, rub each other's shoulders and whatever. But besides covertly, accidentally, unconsciously contributing to chaos, watch when you're more overtly doing it. You're just pretending you don't know it. Watch when you throw in those little comments about people. Watch when you try to undermine people's successes. Watch when your husband divorces you and you hate him because maybe he's happier and you're miserable. Well, why don't you just choose happiness? That might make him miserable. So think about this. It's, fighting it all. It is the ego. It is not God making you miserable. Say no to the ego every day. Say yes to God. If it's not working, you're either not doing it at all, or you're doing it half-heartedly or no-heartedly, where you don't mean it and you're not absorbing it. This is just the same as nutrients. You take them and you pee them out. Why? You didn't absorb and integrate or assimilate them. Whose fault is that? You have to take responsibility. Change it, just like a dietary metaphor. Ingest more light, absorb that light, meaning assimilate the nutrients, and let pass whatever you don't need. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Don't hold on to it, don't judge it, don't hate it. Just let it go. Yeah, but that person took this, that person's succeeding, and they took my money, and they shouldn't be successful because I'm failing. You're failing because you hate them. Just stop. Let's create your success and not in comparison to theirs. All these little examples, I hope. You could have a sibling coming out of a hurtful family. God knows you don't want them to be happy and succeed if they've molested you or hurt you. Of course you don't want. I understand that, but it's not helping you. So cut that free. Cut it free and find your own peace and love. Let your mantra be peace and happiness, love and abundance, whatever it's going to be. Have a mantra, repeat it frequently. It is not God that isn't answering the prayers if you're praying for the opposite of chaos, which should be peace and happiness. I'm sorry that chaos is so prevalent on the planet, but I'm telling you, there's going to be more and more of this. Even if there's a lull for a while, it's coming back. So you might as well exercise those muscles to deal with it now while you can. All right. God bless. I pray this is practical and applicable. And I thank you for joining our program. You're welcome to make donations. We appreciate that. Otherwise, it's free. But take great care and watch for any chaotic frequency to say goodbye to and cut free. Find the other life, the one you deserve, the one God wants you to have. All right. Peace be with all of you. Join us again, watching our other programs that we do. Join us Sundays, 10 o'clock Arizona time, for Sacred Sunday services from Unity of Sedona, which is a place of my global ministry. All right. God bless. Love you.